Hey everyone, Nexus here, and guess what we're looking at? Well, in case you didn't realize from the title heading at the top and everything like that, we're looking at Duke Nukem Forever. So, first question, why am I looking at this game a year later when it's generally regarded as one of the worst games of all time, and it's got a really low scores and things like that? Well, when this game came out, there were so many games that were coming out at the same time. The reviews were so terrible. We looked at it and we're like, well, I do want to try this at some point, but let's backburner it. I'm not interested because, you know, everyone was talking so terrible about this game. Like, just, I don't know what I can tell you. I mean, just terrible. People were just saying terrible things. So I left it. Well, I decided to get back to it now and see what it's like, and load it up. And well, I gotta tell you guys, I understand some of it, and I don't for others. Now, let's look at what this game, what people were saying. Terrible story, terrible visuals, terrible sound, outdated. Duke feels like he's from the 90s. Lots of stuff people are saying about it. Now, I can see it. I ain't gonna lie. I can see this entirely. Playing this game now, it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, and we'll get into that in a little bit of a moment. But a lot of the things that people said, I can validate and say that I can understand where they're coming from with some of it. But there's this thing about the game. I don't know what to tell you. I guess I can liken it to the fact that something that's so bad it's good. I don't know. Like, I played it, and I don't know. Maybe because of the glut of these serious, over the top, overly cinematic, storyline-driven shooters, which, by the way, I love. I'm not gonna knock those. So don't think for a second I'm knocking them. But you play some of these, and then you go back and you look at a game like this, and I think that's part of the problem. People were expecting Duke Nukem meets Battlefield, especially with 14 years of development. People, that's what you're expecting, and it didn't happen. And people were just, they were turned off by it. They thought that they were ripped off. They felt that 14 years of waiting for one of the greatest video game heroes of all time, and all they got was this drivel. I can get it, I understand it, but I think when you look at it as a game and you filter all that away, it's not that bad. Not great, but not that bad. Let's talk a little bit of the visuals first. So you look at the game itself, sorry guys, you look at the game itself and you can tell right off the bat that yes, a lot of the visuals are either, some of it are decent and some of it are terrible, but it's not that bad. I've played a lot worse, Rogue Warrior, but it's not that bad. 14 years development, expect more, sure, but it's manageable. You look at something like this, for example, the bus, and I know the bus is supposed to look like it's crashed over, but you can tell that it's not like they drew the lines and made it look crash. It's literally like someone just, when they edited it, they just literally did a freestyle. Oh, that's good enough. Here, let's move across. Oh, okay, it's good. I mean, you get things like this, for example, where you get terrible clipping issues, and it's supposed to, I get the idea, at least in my head, where it's supposed to look like I mean, look right here. Got floating wheels. I don't know if you guys can see that. Floating wheel. I get the idea that it's supposed to imitate flat tires, but it looks so terrible. Like, it looks bad. Like, you look at this, the bus, right? I think they're supposed to imitate flat tires, but look, it's just clipped right in. That's what it looks like to me anyways. It looks like it's clipping. Anyways, visuals are not great in this game by any means. People complained about really bad frame rate drops. I finished the entire game and the DLC, the Doctor Who Cloned Me, and I didn't notice anything significant. There was a couple stutters here and there, but nothing that was game breaking or that I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. I mean, let's face it, every game these days has to some degree some sort of frame rate drop, especially when things get hot and heavy. Didn't notice it too much here, so I'm not going to make it a big issue. But it was there, but it wasn't as bad as I think people are making it out to be. Sound-wise, people complained about the weapons. They complained that they didn't have that appeal, that sound. Now, I will tell you that, I think when you look at a weapon like, an AK, for example, in, one of the military shooters, there's more layers of sound involved, so you hear every little clip, every little click. You don't hear that here, but the weapons, I think, have a great sound fidelity. Like I said, it's not amazing, but it's certainly better than a lot of people. And I think, again, a lot of people were just turned off by the game because of all of the the bad press, and because people had just had this high hope and this expectation of something more, that they kind of, they've given this game a worse review or worse, yeah, I guess you could say review, just worse outcome than what it really deserves, sound-wise anyways. It does, like, for example, that, though, I'm playing down on my surround sound now. I have my surround sound turned a little bit down, so obviously you guys can hear me and not hear, people cussing all the time, because, that happens a lot in this. But, it's, the explosions are not really all that big. Like, you look at that, hear that, it's like, boom. It's not over the top. It's not, it's not the best sound in the world. It doesn't make my surround sound, cry out in pain. But it gets the job done. And they had some decent mixing, not anything, again, anything fantastic, but decent enough that it gets the job done. So, okay, but not amazing there. Storyline, guys, everyone seemed to have expected, from what I read from reviews and some people what they said online, you're expecting this big, huge, in-depth story and all this, all this stuff to happen. And come on, guys, it's Duke Nukem. What'd you expect? You expect, like, military-grade storyline and stuff like that? Like, no, come on, it's Duke Nukem. You're basically aliens invade, they take the chicks, you go in and kill the aliens, save the chicks, have a beer, and chill out. Were you expecting anything more? Were you? Really? You? Really? Why were you You know what? Don't watch this video anymore if that's what you're expecting. Alright, no, I kid. I kid you guys. Keep watching, keep watching. Alright, but no, seriously, it's Duke Nukem. I mean, the games have never been known to have any sort of real depth. Like, we're talking Duke Nukem. Come on, guys. But, basically, I just summed it up to you just now. Aliens come in, you think they're maybe peaceful at first, the president's like, they may be peaceful, back down a bit, they start attacking, take the chicks, Duke's like, not my babes, and then he goes out, kills aliens, saves the day. Now, normally I would say, spoiler alert, because I just, may have given away a little bit on the ending, but let's face it, guys, what else did you expect? Alright, we're expecting Duke to, visit his past, and discover his childhood and discover problems, or that he's genetically engineered and that he's really just an experiment, or that he meets his mom and his mom's long lost. Like, come on, really? It's Duke Nukem, all right. I went in, didn't expect anything more. I got exactly what I expected storyline wise. Go in, shoot crap, leave. That's it. Now, gameplay is fun. It's actually not that different than Duke Nukem 3D, really. It's just like, you just get this feeling that it's kind of just polished up. It is. People say it isn't. A lot of people are like, oh, this is a PS2 game, or this is like Duke Nukem 3D. No, it is polished, guys. I think, again, you guys are giving it a hard time. It is polished. It's not by any means what I would call full next gen, especially when you look at things like this. And you look at this texture right here. Like, seriously? It looks like someone just put a brown piece of paper and then smeared it. That's the texture, essentially. But if you're expecting anything more, I don't know what to tell you otherwise. I mean, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. Oh, I didn't take it down. But, it's fun. It's you go and shoot stuff up. Playing all these shooters that you play these days, and everything's so serious and storyline driven, you gotta be careful, and it's all about saving the world, and all about stuff that's gonna happen, that's gonna end if you don't, do your part and stop all these things from happening, This is just a nice way of just unwinding. I finish a hard day at work, come in, I want to shoot stuff. That's it. Shoot stuff. That's it. What else were you expecting? What else did you want? I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of got what I wanted out of it. And you know what? I think if you go in with an open mind, you will too. Now, kind of briefly touch up on the Doctor Who Cloned Me. Downloaded it, played it. If you like the game, it's a good expansion. I don't know if it's worth $10 though. For $10, you're getting basically a couple hours of gameplay, 2 new weapons, an introduction to a old classic villain in Dr. Proton. That's it. I mean, if you're expecting anything else, well, you're mistaken, unfortunately. There really was nothing else to this. You go in and you got what you got. I mean, you got a storyline. It was decent. You got to fight a new alien baddie too on top of Dr. Proton. No spoilers, but if you can't figure out what was happening, you can't figure out what would happen in that just like this, then you don't know Duke. It's Duke Nukem. He's gonna go in, he's gonna save the day, you're gonna kill the aliens, kill the baddies, and away you go. Come over here! Come over here! Yeah, there you go, you bastard. Sorry, guys. Anyways, my final thoughts of the game is you can pick this up now at like Walmart and stuff. Whoa! For like $10. I mean, oh, I think I'm gonna die. Oh, I may have just. Oh, made it. Hey guys, hey, you want to see me kill a boss? Wait, we're gonna do it. Before I give you final thoughts, let's do this. Oh, in the eye! By the way, this is kind of gory, and now we're gonna humiliate him. Bing! Alright, so let's get back to the final thoughts. Final thought, right? Good game. Well, as good as it could be, I guess. Go in with open minds and low expectations. It's actually a fun diversion, especially now. There's a little bit of a downtime until Q3, Q4 of this year when we expect things to jump up huge. I thought we're going to see like big things happening, I'm sure. But with a lot of new games coming out and stuff. But until that time, just go in with an open mind, play it, have fun. Not a lot of guys online. There's virtually no one. I found a couple, and that was it. Don't go in expecting multiplayer. Do it for the single player experience. It's a good 6-7 hour campaign. Polish it off. Good for trophies and achievements, guys, by the way. If you love collecting your trophies and achievements, it's a good way to collect it in a few hours. So, yeah. You know what? I'm going to actually give this recommend with an asterisk. Tell you guys, go ahead and get it. But go in with, like I said, open mind, low expectations. Get it at the cheap price, $10, $20. $10 is ideal. For $10, this is a good game for $10. For $10, this is fantastic. All right. For $60, no chance. All right, but you may like it, you may not, you may agree, disagree. That's my impression. $10, go pick it up. All right. This is Nexus for TMPG. Take care and have a good one.